What's up? Got a Trivisa. Trivisa. You know, it's funny because I've had, several Trivisas on the channel and in my collection. And um, they they all pretty much found their way in the purge. And recently, last couple of months, they've been coming back. Not same models, new models, but yeah, they've been making their way back. Look what I did to my Echo. So I've been practicing with my like Dremel tool. I got a battery powered Dremel tool, and so I thought, man, the one thing that I don't like about the Echo is these these stainless scales, the pyrite as well, just not grippy. Well, this changed that. I mean, this thing's super grippy now. Yep, I scalloped it a little bit, put some texture on there. I don't know. I'm trying my hand at it. I'm not sure about the whole polish thing. I mean, we'll see. Something I'm playing with. It's one of the things about collecting knives is you can sharpen them, you can change the scales, you can mess around. You know what I mean? All right. So, did I show what this is? This is a Trivisa Hydra green micarta 10CR15. Yeah. If I remember, this is like a Japanese knife. Yeah. And it's a button lock, which intrigued me. It's got this. Oh, careful. What's going on there? Did I press a button? I did. That's kind of interesting. A little lanyard, I guess. Not a big lanyard guy, but maybe this one sticks. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. Lots of cool stuff in their boxes, man. Cleaning cloths and cards and Trivisa. Like I said, I've had several on the channel and I like them, but I've purged them all. And slowly but surely, don't call me Shirley, they have made a resurrection to the channel. Let's try this. Oh, look at this. Crown spine. I don't know what. Oh, the 10CR steel. This micarta is nice. Grippy. Man, let's get that blade out. Yeah, so that was way more satisfying than I expected it to be. Wow, was that good. Oh, the action. So the spring on the button lock on this is phenomenal. So, it's interesting, but you know, spring geometry is such an engineered thing, but I'm not sure that it is when it comes to pocket knives. I think they just pick a spring and yeah, it's kind of tight. You can make them springier, but more tension, less spring, more stiff, less stiff. And if you're into firearms at all, all that matters. Um, it also matters. I used to run SU carbs on my motorcycles, and those SU carbs, had, a multitude of different springs that you could put in to run the Venturis on those, and uh, yeah, so I kind of the similar thing. Well, the spring on this knife is wonderful. It's just spongy, and I mean, it's got the right tension. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it's an odd thing that I noticed. Yeah, the action on this is, man, is it good. The button is providing the perfect detent for that flipper. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm not used to having lanyards, but nice. It's got the tiniest little bit of button stick. Yeah. Well, let's take it apart. Let's get a screwdriver. Looks like T8s and T6s. We'll get the pivot first. Yeah, Trivisa, man. They have been bringing the heat. Lots of models, new steels, high-end versions, S35VN, I think M390. Yeah, all kinds of stuff going on. Where did that come from? Did that fall out of the knife? I mean, I think it had to. Oh, the lanyard's gonna get me. It's running through both scales. Okay. Well, I don't think I care. I can wipe all that down. We're pretty dry in here. I'll get some lubrication up in here. It's got a captured pivot. It's nice. It's got a stop pin for both directions. Pretty cool. Now, I want to see, did that fall through there? Yes. Oh, okay. So the blade would hold that in. The blade would ride in there and hold that in. And once I took that tension off, it allowed that to slip around it and then drop out. Okay, no concern. I got it. As long as all that's put together tight and, it should never have any issues. 10 CR on the steel. And then other than that, no badging, except I think it's probably going to be on the pivot. The logo on the pivot. I looked at a knife of theirs recently, and that was it. That was the only badging. Pardon me, was on the pivot. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I mean, I don't know if they're listening, not necessarily to me, but to the knife community as a whole, or if they just have the same, if they're knife people and they're looking at knives going, man, why are we putting all this stuff on these knives? Putting our big bad logo up there, because it's just an ego thing. It's like, well, we want our logo to show, you know, and the customers don't want it. But I get it. They're in business to sell knives, and so how do you do that? Well, you got to brand it and market it. And part of that's putting logos on your knife. It's just, I think I've made this point before. I don't think I don't think it's very common that most of us look at a knife and go, "Oh, those logos on those blades, I'm buying one." Know what I mean? I don't think that's happening, man. Yeah, but maybe. What do I know? I'm stupid, simpleton. I mean, there's a reason I'm wearing bandages, and it's not because I'm smart. All right. Better. Let me wipe them bearings off. I mean, this is one of those that visually, I looked at this knife many a times, running through the inventory and availability and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of went, nah, not me. But I finally got to a place with this that I thought, I'm going to pick one up. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, there were some goofy, gooby goober on there. It's gone now, though. Okay. All right. Cage side down. A little drop will do you. There we go. Boy, something tells me this thing, it looks like a razor, and it's going to be as sharp as one, I think. Got to be careful to keep all that lined up so that button don't fall out of there again. See how tall that spring is? I don't know, it's probably not showing way down here, but that spring is really tall. It makes it spongy, which is very desirable on this action on this knife. There it is. Yeah, it's tall with light tension, but because it's tall, it's got a good throw and functions really well. Excellent detent. It's got the slightest little tick of button lock in there, and if I had half of mine, I'd pull that button out and polish it up a little bit. But I also think this is, you know, a little fidget time with this knife would probably just go away, because it's little, it's not a lot, very minor, and it's only when I use the thumb. Like if I go there, there's a tiny little button stick there, but it's not annoying. It's fine. Because that button fell out, I'm gonna whack this button just to see. Yeah. No concerns there. Alright. Well, let's talk about that action. Let's talk about it. How about I talk about it? So, it does have a little bit of stick, but none here if I'm just using the button. It's just it comes out with such force that it's locking up, and, you know, it hasn't had a chance to wear in yet. So, because of the little stick, I mean, I'm going to call it like B plus action, A minus. It is really good. Very nice. Very easy to deploy, that flipper tab. By design, that thing, I don't know, could I slow roll that out? I wonder. Yeah, definitely could. Yeah, so, I mean, solid action, wonderful. Let's talk about ergonomics. So, this jimping on the spine is really aggressive. It's not quite combat, but then everything else just really molds into the hand. I mean, it's knocked down pretty well. It's not sharp. It's not refined. It's not like I'm grabbing, you know, 10 karat gold, but it's really nice. And this jimping's placed really well so that the back of the knife locks down into the palm and then creates a really firm, solid grip. So not so confident, confident, very confident. I mean, this kind of comes up towards confident. You know, it does have a pretty needle-like point. I would say it most likely coming into play like this would be a confident grip, you know, capped with the thumb, and then that point being predominantly forward. Um, you know, this as a Pakal grip knife, I think it would work wonderfully. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. Great ergonomics on it. Feels very good in hand. It's a small knife, smaller-ish. Let's check the pocket clip. Yeah, it runs perfect. Deep carry, almost disappears. It's got the lanyard that's going to stick out of the pocket. Definitely can aid in retrieving it, controlling the knife. Standard thickness material, jean size. Yeah, it's tight again. Excellent tension and retention there. I wouldn't quite call it a dryer clip, but man, it's solid. You know, it's going to hold the knife where you want it to be. I personally would probably tighten that clip up just a hair, and that's just remove it and squeeze it down a little bit, reinstall it. It would add a little extra tension to this here. What about safety? I do notice this screw looking like it's coming out. I don't think I tightened it. How about a big no? I didn't. Come on, man. What's the matter with you? Did I do this one? Nope. All I did was a pivot. Maybe that's why the clip's not so tight. I didn't even tighten the screw. Terrible. Okay. Safety. Can I get that blade? Nope. It's got nice steel liners, stonewash liners, but the tip, now the tip's recessed. So good pocket clip. The tip's good. I'm comfortable. I can handle this knife in any fashion, and I'm not going to make blade contact or tip contact when the knife's in the closed position. You know, obviously you open it up, whole nother story. Speaking of open, I wonder how much I can open up this paper. Yeah, it is a razor blade. Hmm. Yeah, incredibly sharp, just as it looks. Thin blade stock. Well, I say thin, but I mean that's some actually pretty good blade stock there. You know, this isn't a thin, no account knife. This thing's, it's a solid, firm piece of steel. Yeah, pretty cool. Price and availability. How much? Where are they? Okay, so White Mountain Knives has a couple of versions of this piece. They do not have this version. This version sold out. But they have a couple of versions of this. Different scale, I think black blade, same steel. Maybe G10 scale. I'm not sure, but definitely different color scale. And they're normally like over $60. 10 CR, the micarta. They were on sale for $39. And then, of course, if you use the discount code in the coupon section, if you'll put in DM10, you can get 10% off of that, which brings it down to about $36. And that's no tax, shipped to your door, $36. For 10 CR, micarta, come on. Pretty cool knife for $36. You know, you gotta think of this sum total here. Yeah, interesting piece. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching.